you're on.
And we are broadcasting live from the Santa Cruz County Fairgrounds. Myself and Billy Armi. Billy, I am impervious to greasy foods.
Yes, you are, sir.
Yes, because I have root beer belly. Now, let me tell you this. Now, we've been getting lots of feedback from yesterday's show, people listening to yesterday's show, stopping by today. So, if you're here today or you're going to stop by, because it's Friday night, right? Friday night is the bestest night to stop by the Santa Cruz County Fair, except for Saturday and Sunday night also. Tonight, though, is Friday.
Heat up, Dave. This night starts to heat up at the fair.
If you want to stop by and pick up some root beer belly, try it out for yourself. I have samples here. You can stop by, pick them up, and if you're eating food that maybe it's not going to agree with you, I tell you, try this out, dude.
That root beer
try
belly.
This out.
You know what, Dave? I brought some Tums with me, and honestly, I had some of these garlic fries, and I have a very sensitive stomach, and a little bit of that root beer belly helps. It does.
Yeah, it does. It's fantastic stuff. Okay, so we're here at the Santa Cruz County Fairgrounds. We've had several guests already, and we have another one joining us. This time it is Nicky, right?
Right.
Nicky. And you are with the, it's not the Horse Riders Association. What is the club that you're with?
Oh, I'm with several different clubs, but my friend Michelle Mahoney is been in charge of the horse show here for many years.
Uh-huh.
She also is Care of Souls Foundation and Mount Madonna Stables in Gilroy at the top of Mount Madonna, where we do guided trail rides. They do after school lessons.
Guided trail rides up on Mount Madonna?
Yeah.
Wow, I've always wondered who was riding those trails on those horses.
Yeah, well, it's Mount Madonna, and most of the Santa Clara County parks that offer equestrian trails are open to the public. But Michelle has the horses. She has a wonderful string of horses, and you can take your girlfriend or your wife or your kids or whatever.
I'm not too fat to ride on a horse? I mean, what's the weight limit?
I think our weight limit is 250 pounds, and I think you have a long way to go for that. And all the
horse can carry a lot of weight, right? You got some big horses out there, I saw.
Yes.
Beautiful horses.
Yes.
What's your favorite horse?
My own horse?
Breed.
No, my favorite breed is called a Missouri Foxtrotter. They're a gaited horse, like a Tennessee Walker or Peruvian Paso, and you feel like you're sitting on a rocking chair.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard. I don't know much about horses either. It's fascinating.
Does riding a horse cause back problems? I mean, is that something that if you have back problems, maybe you shouldn't ride a horse? Because it looks like you go...
Well, it depends. Like a lot of these kids that are down there riding, they're doing hunter-jumper stuff, which is physically demanding. Mm-hmm. But if you are riding balanced and confident and are light in the saddle, it doesn't bother you. In fact, it strengthens your core muscles. And I've been doing horses for a long time.
Right. Yeah, you look like you're in pretty good shape. So it is a workout to ride.
It can be. It depends on what kind of riding you're doing. Just going out and doing like a guided trail ride, that's not going to hurt you. Most thing it's going to do, maybe laugh and have such a good time, you'll have to go back and do it again.
Yeah, it looks like a nice time. So Michelle Mahoney, she's the one that's been organizing these horse shows for the past how many years?
Oh, I don't know, forever.
Forever. And you're telling me that she has organized horse riding up on Mount Madonna, which I think is fantastic.
Yes. You can make a reservation and do a guided trail ride there. And it's a lot of fun.
How long does the trip take? How long is the tour?
It's about an hour. The horses are all very gentle. They'll take good care of you. They give you a little instruction in the arena before, so you know how to start and stop and turn and go uphill and downhill. It's beautiful in through the park where they take you. And she's been doing that. Well, I worked for Michelle in 2012, I guess. That's when I started working for Michelle. And for the kids at Mount Madonna School, they have an after-school lessons program. They also do private lessons up there. And now she started the Care of Soul Foundations, which is geared a therapeutic type riding program.
And that's Care of Souls. Care of Souls Foundation.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys have the horse show going on here at the Santa Cruz County Fairgrounds, I've been to the Santa Cruz County Fair, I don't know how many times in my life, but I've never been, but maybe once last year to see what's going on. It's exciting. What do we see going on down there?
You see hunter-jumper classes. You see fun classes, like today they did the dollar bill where the kids ride bareback and they stick a $5 bill under their thigh, and whoever keeps their $5 bill the longest wins the jackpot.
Is that hard to do, keep your thigh placed against the...
Yeah, because they have you walk, trot, and canter, and then if people still have bills left, and then they have you going over little jumps.
Wow.
So, yeah, you need to have Velcro buns for that.
Is there any? So they have that going on again. What else do they see? Because I saw them running around barrels and doing that kind of stuff last year.
Those are Western events. That's called Gymkhana. There's barrel racing. There's pole bending. There's the keyhole. Those are all more Western events, and those are done in the other arena down over there.
Okay.
And that arena there is mostly what they call English events.
English, and what does that mean?
Okay, it's a type of saddle. Your Western saddle is the one with the horn.
Okay.
And your English saddle looks like a postage stamp.
Okay.
And the kids wear, their dress is a little more proper. I mean, with the helmets and
looks very, very cool.
Yes, and it's most riding stems from the old dressage. The old Army cavalry started a lot of that stuff. Horses in America have a long, long history. People think, they just were pets or whatever, but they help settle.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I mean, who pulled the covered wagons across the plains, right? It wasn't people.
The horses are the backbone of America.
Right.
Built this country, Dave.
Yeah, actually.
And I don't think people give horses a lot of credit where that's deserved. Horses are phenomenal creatures. They are so sensitive and so intuitive. That's why they use them for therapy.
They have nice, gentle eyes. Are they really? Are they loving animals?
Yes, they are. They are very loving, and they're very sensitive. They're very intuitive. I work with a friend of mine that has All About a Pony Party. She does, pony party and petting zoo at people's homes, and she also does ponies and petting zoo at Spina Farms in the month of October for the Halloween. And her ponies could always tell when there was a child on them that had special needs.
Oh, wow.
And to see a child or anybody that has special needs, they get on the back of the horse and the light comes on and the horse knows it's doing something so special and so good, and it gives me goosebumps and brings tears to my eyes.
So the horses, how intelligent are they compared to, say, a cat or dog? More or less different abilities? I mean, obviously they're not going to go fetch your paper, or will they go fetch your paper? I don't know.
I think you could teach a horse to do just about anything you could teach a dog to do.
Yeah, it seems like it, right?
It all depends on the relationship you have with a horse, because they are very intelligent animals. People but they aren't. They have a different kind of intelligence. It's a very spiritual thing. My horses could always tell when I was upset. They might not be able to tell if you're angry or happy or sad, but they know that there's some kind of an emotional thing going on there, and they react accordingly.
How do you mean?
Okay, like if you're riding a horse and you're nervous and you're kind of
highly
uptight.
Sensitive.
Yes, they are,
sensitive.
and they, who would think that you could that you could transmit volumes of information just from your aura or through your butt or the way you sit on a horse, but they're sensitive and they will feed off of it, just like they feed off of good vibes. They feed off of bad vibes, like people do,
Right. And it sounds like a very spiritual connection that at least you have with horses, and maybe horses have with us. Yeah. That's fantastic, though. That's what you would expect of an animal lover, the people who run their dogs in the dog show, or the owners of a cat show, or you expect horse owners to think the same thing. That's fantastic. Who's your little buddy that you brought here?
Oh, that's Kenya.
Kenya.
She was a rescue. She's now also a service dog. She lets me know when I'm going to have a migraine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She is so cute.
Thank you. She's my girl with the curl.
So how long are you guys going to be doing shows out here? All weekend as well?
Well, they'll be here till the end of the fair.
And you guys do the English writing? Is that what you called it, or British writing? English writing?
English writing, yes.
English writing, and that's more like you said, the proper dress, right? The black helmet. And
it's the jumping and the hunter jumper classes, the saddle seats classes, hunt seat classes, and then the Western stuff is done over in the other arena. And they do English, they do Western pleasure, Western equitation. I'm sure they do trail classes where horses go through like an obstacle course.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us, Nicky. We wish you. Is there any way for people to find out more about your organization or what you guys have going on down there?
They now have a website for Care of Souls Foundation.
Care of Souls, okay.
And I think it's careofsouls.net or .org.
Okay.
But if somebody was really interested, they could go down to the horse show office down there, and I believe there's some business cards. I should have brought some with me.
Okay.
And for trail rides, just look up Mount Madonna Stables.
Mount Madonna Stables, and Michelle Mahoney. I'm sure that the name will pop up there as well. So you can just type that into your search engine and find out.
And we do kids' birthday parties up there at the ranch. Pony parties. We take people out for trail rides on their birthdays.
Really, that's cool.
They offer a lot of different services.
And so, how many people can go on this party? Like, if say I have a birthday party and my daughter wants to take her 4 cousins, 5 cousins.
Yeah.
No problem there.
Not a problem.
Wow, that sounds fantastic.
It's
that
a
sounds
lot
great.
of fun. It's a family up there, and we sometimes if we have big groups like the Girl Scouts or things like that, it's a lot of kids that can't all ride at once. We do barn tours and we do discussions on the horses and try to be very educational, and so some of these kids ask some amazing questions.
How agile are the horses? Can they go through most trails? I mean, obviously Mount Madonna has some pretty wide flat trails.
Yes.
But I would suspect, because like you said, they were the ones that blazed trails. I would suspect they're pretty sure-footed.
They are very sure-footed.
Wow, that's great. All right, well, thank you again for joining us, Nicky. We wish you the best, and
so
maybe
many beautiful
we'll make it
horses out there. We walked down there earlier, Dave. Wasn't it awesome?
Beautiful horses.
Yeah, they're amazing animals. If you ever get the chance, get to know.
Now's the time. Coming out to Santa Cruz County Fair Friday night, where things are heating up
and cooling down. It's starting to cool down a little bit.
Actually, this is the weather I love when it cools down like this.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
Me too, because I live in King City now, and it gets hot down there.
Oh boy.
Holy cow, it gets hot down there. Holy smokes. Well, enjoy your time here.
Thank you. I will.
All right, see you later.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So, Dave, as
sir.
we're conducting that interview earlier, just for a second, what happened was Michael Mesmer stopped by, took me aside, because I saw him last night, remember? Mm-hmm. And he did this weird thing. He snapped his fingers, and then he said, "See you later, Donald Duck."
To you?
To me.
But did he know your name was Billy Armi, not Donald Duck?
Yeah, well, the whole thing didn't make any sense to me. I don't know what that was about.
It was weird.
But I had fun last night.
Billy?
It's always fun. It's a good evening when you can't remember a lot of it.
Usually. Well, you just wait, dude. We got something that's
Usually.
going to help.
Wait a minute. What are you smiling about, Dave? What do you have?
Because I snuck something in the fair.
You did? Mm-hmm. Oh, no. What did you sneak into the fair, Dave? Because you might be the second person trying to sneak something into the fair. Earlier today on Facebook, I was looking, and that comedian DNA, local comedian who runs a lot of the open mics and comedy scene around Santa Cruz County.
Right.
Really the Bay Area. He's a cool guy. He was saying he had a picture. He posted a picture of a big zucchini that he grew and a little lighter next to it. It was a huge zucchini, real big one. And he said that he was going to come bring it, sneak it into the fair, try to win a prize.
Really?
That's what he said.
Well,
DNA, if you're out here,
blown
stop
his
by
plan,
the booth.
dude. I mean, if you're telling people he's going to try to sneak it in, you probably just blew his plan, Billy.
Well, it was a real big one. He's going to have to hide it because earlier today there's tight security here. I tried to get away. They almost wouldn't let me in, Dave.
Really?
Yeah, because they didn't like my face. No, that's not true. I had a very special lighter. No, it's not true. Let's face it. I had a small, little knife, and I had to get rid of it because we can't have those types of things here at the fair.
Well, right, and that's for safety reasons, right, Billy? I mean, that's obviously you don't want people bringing knives in here, but like if a Boy Scout wanted to bring in a knife, they probably have no problem with them.
How much time do we have left?
You missed your time, dude. You had 4 minutes.
The Boy Scouts here, you guys want to come over here, KSCO Radio Flight 80 and chat for a second?
All right, there we go. Come on in. Come on over here. We got 4 minutes. We only got 4 minutes, so come on down and spend a few minutes with us. Okay. Well, let's see. What troop are you with?
I'm in 599.
599, and what's your name?
Mosimo Lopez.
Mosimo? All right. How long have you been a Boy Scout? Are you a Boy Scout or Cub Scout?
I'm a Boy Scout right now. I used to be a Cub Scout.
How old do you have to be to make the transfer? So Cub Scouts go up to what, 11, 12?
Cub Scouts, I think they go up to Weeblos, and I think you have to be like a 10 or 11.
10 or 11. Okay, so what do you like better? Is being a Boy Scout better than being a Cub Scout? Do you get to do more things, go out to do more camping, learn different skills?
Well, you do get to learn different skills on Boy Scouts, and, well, Cub Scouts, it's really fun, like a Pinewood Derby and other things like the Rain Gutter Regatta.
What is that? What is the Rain Gutter Regatta?
It's when you make a little boat out of wood and some plastic. Then we get these like little rain gutters, and then like the ones you get on the house. Then we put the water in them, and then we put the boats in them. Then we blow on the boats, and whoever it's it's like a process of elimination.
Ah, so it's like a boat race, like a mini boat race?
Yeah.
That's cool. What are some of the other cool things the Boy Scouts get to do?
We get to go camping. We last did a camp. Yeah, it was fun. I got to bunk with other kids.
Oh, really?
Have you ever seen a Bigfoot?
No, but I've heard him on the radio.
Heard him on the radio.
He's heard you before, Billy, obviously.
No, you don't think I'm a Bigfoot, do you? Do you think Bigfoot actually exists? A lot of people do.
Well, science has not proved it's not real yet.
No, certainly. They never find the bones of a Bigfoot ever, you know?
No, but I've heard they find footprints.
Right, and like
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of guys like that, they find plaster footprints, and they claim that they're real, and they sell them for a lot of money. This is a nice idea. You can get it, right?
What's the scariest animal you've seen, or the coolest animal you've seen while camping?
Well, it's hard to say. I can't really remember some of the animals, but I have seen a wild turkey sometimes at my house.
Wild turkeys are cool, right? So where are some of the places you've gone camping? Around here? Have you gone far?
I've gone to Weeblo's Woods where I forgot what park it was in, but yeah, it was really fun.
Have you caught poison oak?
No, not
Really?
so far.
But they teach you kids how to stay away from that, right?
Yeah, they teach us how to know it and see it.
What are some of the skills you had to learn to get your last badge?
I had to know how to solder. I did electronics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a merit badge powwow.
Wow. So when I was in Boy Scouts, we didn't. I don't even think computers were. They certainly weren't big enough to learn anything like that. Certainly, we didn't do soldering or learn anything about electronics. It was mostly.
How far did you get in there at Boy Scouts?
Not
too far.
Not too far there, Billy. Thank you for bringing up.
What kind of badges did you earn, Dave? You earned badges, right? That's how it works. Boy Scouts, you earn badges.
Yeah, merit badges.
Merit badges.
Yes.
That's what they're
They should
called.
have
I earned them all. I think I earned them all.
Create a merit badge to imitate a Bigfoot sound. Can you do a Bigfoot sound for me? What is a Bigfoot sound?
Stop.
This is what I think a Bigfoot sound like.
If you ever hear that, run. It's him, not Bigfoot.
That's
Yeah.
what Bigfoot sounds like. If you're in Nicene Marks, it's not me doing that. It's Bigfoot.
All right, Mosimo. Well, thank you for joining us. We wish you the best, and I hope you have fun, man. That sounds like it is a great time
you.
of life. So I hope you enjoy being a Boy Scout, and I
Thank
hope
you
you
very
enjoy
much.
camping and all that stuff. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Enjoy the fair. Appreciate it.
Listen later on Oh, hey, check this out. KSCO, you can hear us on that station later.
Flight 1080, and that is briefly a Boy Scout. Very, very cool.
All right.
Just pull it down here. It's just getting beautiful.
Right.
That's Santa Cruz County.
And it is 5:30, Billy. You know what that means?
It means
Break time. It means break time. We are going to break. Yes, we're going to break for news, traffic, weather, and when we get back, we are going to be talking cyber security and cyber hacking.
Oh, yes.
Somebody is launching an attack here at the Santa Cruz County Fairgrounds.
That's right, Dave.
Somebody is launching No, we're not making this up. Somebody right now is launching a cyber attack here at the Santa Cruz County Fairgrounds. We'll tell you more about it on the other side of this break. You're listening to AM 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz. Flight 1080 is back in the air. Dave Michaels, Billy Army. Billy, are you still alive?
Hey, Dave.
After
I
eating
am
those,
here and having a great time.
That fruit, man,
We keep picking at
I don't know
these
how much
enormous fries between the breaks.
That plate of fries costs, but that thing never ends. It's ridiculous.
It's huge and garlicky, and it's just
It's
so
a little
tasty.
on the oily side. It is a little on the oily side, but
it's tasty.
it's
a
okay.
fair. You can indulge once a year.
Right, and plus
That's
I
the
got
whole
root beer
idea.
belly. I don't care.
That's right.
I'm
Root beer
impervious
belly.
to.
That's the thing. If you eat anything out here at the Santa Cruz County Fair, it has a little bit of fried yummy goodness, and you're feeling a little,
Fried yummy goodness.
Stop by the KSCO booth and pick up some root beer belly. It's
Right,
good stuff.
sounds good. All right, Billy. Joining us next is Irving Lemus. Okay, Irving Lemus, and you are with. Tell us who you're here with.
Cabrillo College.
You're here with Cabrillo College. Can we get you closer to the mic?
The
here?
CIS department.
And
The Computer
CIS.
Information Systems Department.
Okay, CIS department at Cabrillo College. I didn't even know that they had that. What is this? CIS. What
We
is it?
teach everything from computer repair to networking to ethical hacking.
And what does CIS stand for again?
Computer Information Systems.
Computer Information Systems. And that means
That means everything information technology, everything computers. So like the way that two computers talk to one another, the way the internet works. We teach our students how they can fix their own computers. We teach them how the internet functions at both a local level and a high level. And then like specifically the courses that I cover is all cybersecurity.
And
how to protect and defend themselves against the malicious actors from around the world.
Like who? The malicious actors around the world. Who would they be? What are they trying to do?
From software like viruses, worms, ransomware, to people who are legitimately trying to get into a company to steal their data, steal databases, steal information.
Viruses are still something to deal with because I don't know. I don't know the last time I was hacked, or would I know?
No, that's the whole point. It's for you not to know.
You may be hacked, and they could be a slave driving your computer
Exactly.
to do
So
Bitcoin.
wait. What does that mean? Slave driving my computer? What does that mean?
That
It's a
means
process
there's
for
a
Bitcoin,
process
Dave.
in the back of the machine hidden from your purview.
Yeah.
Your computer was working day and night whenever it's on. Someone could be potentially running a program behind the scenes and either stealing your information, watching what you're doing, running your microphone, running your camera, or using your computer to do things like crypto mining.
Yeah.
And without you even knowing.
Crypto mining, that's the weird stuff.
And so how do I avoid this happening to me? How do I avoid this? Because I think that I thought that you were supposed to not click on email links that are sent
That's
to you.
one way.
So even by clicking on it, even if you don't say, hey, download here, even if you don't download anything,
Sometimes it's just going to a web page that's enough. Because when you go to a web page, you're downloading information in order to see the
Yeah,
web page,
yeah,
and in
totally.
that process, there could be a piece of malware that runs.
that's pretty dirty.
From a picture.
Anybody who does that is a real dirtball.
And that's what I teach our students to how to locate, how to find, and how to take out.
So you teach kids how to teach the students, right? Because
Yes.
What is the age range? What
So
is,
we hit two different demographics. We hit our K through 12 through
Okay.
cyber competitions, where we teach them the basics and also to compete in national competitions in doing this stuff. And we also have our course offerings for our college students.
how long has this course been going on? Because I don't remember hearing about
I
this.
am not sure exactly how long ethical hacking has been happening. I've been at the college for a year.
Ethical hacking.
Yes, that's what it's called. There's a certification from the industry that's called Certified Ethical Hacker.
What if one day I decided to be not so ethical about the knowledge that I've received?
Then you will become a cyber criminal, and then you will go to jail.
You're pointing your finger at me very pointedly.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Boy.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. Ethical, I understand. I think I understand.
Doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing. And hacker is a hacker. A hacker can be
for
either good or bad.
So for example, if you go to a house and all the doors are open and all the windows are open, what is your first thought?
I'd go break in, or go walk in and make myself a sandwich, watch some TV.
If you were going with the right intentions, because it's an old grandma and the doors are open, what would you do?
I'm going to make sure her cat's in and that they make sure her cat's fed and they close all the doors for her.
Exactly. So that second part, that's what we teach our students. We teach our students to look at different systems, to look at networks, and go to those people and say, look, a malicious person could potentially go through these ways. Let us show you how we can help you be safe. Not by maliciously getting in,
Right.
but
by identifying and
recognizing, and helping.
So it's like the criminal that's been converted, right? And he goes around training people and saying, hey, this is how you avoid getting ripped off.
Yes.
Cybersecurity.
Yeah. Yes.
Were you telling me that there was a hack going on, an attack going on right now?
Yeah,
at
so
Santa
in
Cruz
the
County
prosthetic
Fairgrounds?
building, my students who are running the booths in there for Cabrillo College, we have what's called a Wi-Fi pineapple running, and what this little device does is when a cell phone walks in to that building, it's constantly asking, hey, is my network there, like my home network? What that device does, it responds back and says, oh yeah, that's me, connect to me, to trick it to connect.
No
to
way.
It. Once that happens, we can do anything and everything to them, but we're not. We're
Right.
just showing, hey, you're vulnerable because you left the Wi-Fi card on, and because of that, you may be vulnerable. This is what happens when you go to Starbucks and you go anywhere public.
So one way I would assume that you can keep yourself safer is to turn your Wi-Fi off when you're traveling?
Yes, when you leave the house, turn it off. I mean, when you walk out your house, you lock the door.
How big of a danger is this? I mean, is this do I stand the same chances of being hacked that way as being attacked by a shark at the fairgrounds? I mean, what are the
No, it's
odds?
much more common. It is much more clear. If you connect, for example, to the Starbucks Wi-Fi, and Starbucks gets wrapped for this all the time, they have an open Wi-Fi that anybody can connect to whenever they want and do whatever, right?
My stuff gonna get tainted?
Your stuff can get tainted because you don't know who else is on that network.
I don't like
you don't know
the sound
who else is there listening to what you're doing.
What does a cyber criminal look like? I mean, I would think you
Could
could
look like you, could look like me, could look like anybody.
They're usually wearing a mask or something to cover them.
No, they could be in the fair walking by us right now.
Leather jackets, nothing like that. The switchblade.
No.
This guy could just look like anybody.
Yeah, could look like anybody.
What do they have to have? A laptop? An iPad?
No, they could be
a
using their cell phone.
Wow,
They
man.
can actually be hacking now on cell phones?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, now
Well,
that's a mind
You know
blow. I
how
didn't know that.
phones can be jailbroken? So you can install custom operating systems onto
Oh,
cell
wow.
phones
Yeah, I guess
that
you
have
could,
these
huh?
tools, and as you're going about your day, you're launching an attack against other people. One way that's easily done, and especially in very busy places, there's one function of our phones that's NFC, near field communication. It's used to do like Apple Pay or Android Pay.
Yeah.
Right.
What you could do, what a malicious person could do, is have that on and accidentally bump somebody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
you have
hear
to
you.
get within 3 inches of the
Yeah.
next person. So if you accidentally bump them,
Right.
you could ask the phone could ask that other phone, hey, give me your information, like your contact info, any info that you have on the person. And because the way NFC is made, it will spill that info.
And that information, I'm assuming, is worth something, but how much? I mean, is that really the kind of information they're going for when they
Identity
hack?
theft.
Identity theft.
Identity theft.
And they're somehow able to get your social security number, I'm assuming? I mean, because a name and phone number is not
whatever
going to be...
personally identifiable information your phone has about you.
Well, I want
could
to hear
be
more
spilled.
about this pineapple you have set up out there.
Yeah, that
because
does sound cool. So
now, is the pineapple, are you doing this as an experiment to show people, hey, come look by what my pineapple swiped and tainted your computer information? You know, how are you using this as a learning tool to show people out here at the fair?
So we have a projector that's showcasing how many networks are we broadcasting and how many clients have connected to us.
Okay.
As people walk in and ask us, well, what is that? Then we explain to them what it is, what it's doing,
I see.
how they can protect themselves, and we check to see if they're on the list. So far, there's been a few people who have been on that list. So we teach them, this is what you do, you disconnect. What could have we done? Anything and everything. What are we doing? Nothing.
Now,
We're just
see,
showing
I
you.
find that to be cool. That's interesting, yeah. Because the fact of the matter is, if you weren't Mr. Nice Pineapple, you could be Mr. Evil Head Pineapple guy, right? Because the
Exactly.
reality is there could be somebody wandering around the fair right now doing exactly what you're saying.
Exactly. There's a lot of people walking with backpacks. You just
Yeah.
look around. Any one of them could be using that tool for malicious purposes.
Yeah, well.
We're using it for education.
wow, man, that is
Dave.
so amazing. So what else do you find that people are often surprised to learn?
They're often surprised of how often attacks are happening. We have a couple of digital attack maps up on that projector as well that showcase from different sites like Fortinet, NorseMap, and others of cyber attacks that are happening around the world. So they'll ask, what is that? Why is that happening? And to our best of our ability, the students say, well, people are trying to steal email. People are trying to steal passwords. People are trying to steal information and use it for malicious purposes.
Most of the time, how do they use that information? Do they sell it, or do
Sometimes they sell it, sometimes they use it. It depends on that malicious person's goals or ambitions. The first step is reconnaissance and getting information.
Right.
And that's,
would you say that's what most of the hacking is reconnaissance?
Yes. And one of the things that I teach my students in ethical hacking is 90% of the time you are researching. You're putting a profile together before you even do your attack. The attack is only the 10%. But research is
Yeah,
a
it's
good
kind of
90.
like the modern day, being like the modern day con artist or pickpocket, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of prep and setup and knowledge behind,
What kind of research
trick,
do you
I
do
guess,
before the hack? I mean, what kind of research goes into setting up somebody
Depends.
before you go in for the kill?
If we're going to prove to an organization how vulnerable they are, we could start at the top and do research on the board of directors. Where do they live? What are their jobs? Who are their relatives? And all this information is public.
Yeah.
Actually, the first in-class assignment that I had my students do in ethical hacking was to find information about themselves online, and you saw their faces go pale
Yeah,
as
man.
they realized how much info is out there about them. And from there, okay, so that's your first step. Once you find out people, then you can do social engineering. There's a funny story of a Burger King in Coon Rapids. I think it's Michigan, somewhere out in the Midwest. A prank caller calls them and says, I'm the fire department, and we have a sensor that's telling us that there's so much gas buildup, the Burger Kings are going to explode. You need to break the windows to let the gas out. And the manager tells the workers to break the glass. A complete hoax. It wasn't true.
Yeah, exactly.
But that person hasn't been found, and that Burger King's windows are shattered. And if you just Google Coon Rapids Burger King, you'll find the link and the YouTube video.
All right, so you teach a class at Cabrillo College.
I teach
correct?
a couple classes, yes.
Are they both the same, related to the same
Yeah,
thing?
there's IT and cybersecurity.
IT and cybersecurity. Anybody can sign up for these classes?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a community college. It's open to the community.
How much does it cost to take a course?
I believe it's $54 a unit.
That is fantastic.
So you could get a class for, what, $250 or so?
So let's
class?
say that I have no intention of going any further in college. Would it make sense to take this class, just this class?
I think it would. This is great.
This class would make sense, but the way that I'm gearing it is you have an understanding of how things work. So I would say if you have the relevant knowledge of how computers talk to one another and how computers work themselves, then it would be an easy transition into that class. But why not learn how things function?
So where do you start with teaching them that? You know, I'm somewhat computer literate. The other day I tried to hook up a device, and I had to deal with port forwarding and all this kind of stuff. And
we have a class on that.
Really?
We do. We have an entire networking track that covers from the downright basics of home networking to the internet.
And anybody can go to Cabrillo, right? I mean, as long as you have your high school diploma, you don't have to be. You don't have to be.
There you go.
You have to be over 18 and have a high school diploma? Wow, man, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because the reason why I'm asking is not to send a bunch of troublemakers down there, but this is good information for anybody to have. I mean, if you haven't noticed now, technology is just advancing at a crazy rapid pace, right?
Yeah.
5G is just around the corner.
Yep.
It's already.
So is WPA3. The new Wi-Fi security protocol.
What is that? WPA. What did you say?
WPA3.
What does that mean?
So most homes use WPA2, which is the second iteration.
What does WPA mean? Wireless point access or something?
You caught me off guard.
Okay, but WPA.
anyways,
okay.
There's different. So when Wi-Fi was first created, completely open, no security whatsoever.
Wow.
So then we created WEP. And again, what the acronym stand for is slipping me right now.
Okay.
But it was one form of security. People found out how to break that. So we created another, WPA. People figured out how to break that. We created WPA2. And for a good couple, like almost a decade, WPA2 stood as the secure method for wireless connectivity.
Right.
And then there came Wi-Fi or WPA2 crack, and now that's out the window. So the people who make these standards have created WPA3, which is rolling out just about the same time as 5G.
Wow. And this is really going to make safer.
For now, this world cybersecurity is a cat and mouse back and forth.
Yeah.
One person finds a new way to secure something, another person finds how can I break that? How can I get in?
Get to those upper levels, like you're talking, and you're hinting around the idea of corporate espionage that you know exists in the world.
Let me ask you this: how do you feel about artificial intelligence?
Good question, Dave.
That's a very interesting situation. We're letting computers do some of the logic thinking for us, but what happens when it goes rogue?
Right.
Who's going to stop it?
I have this crazy theory. I'm sure somebody smarter has already stated. All my good ideas have already been taken. I invented the wheel. I invented the rope.
Wait, you invented the wheel?
Yeah, well, I thought I did, but somebody, I guess, already showed up before me, right? So this is what I think. I think that as artificial intelligence becomes more and more advanced, and becomes more and more in control of things and society. I believe that if it is truly intelligent, I believe that there are going to be two factions, and you're going to have basically the good artificial intelligence and the bad artificial intelligence, and I think they're going to attack each other, and if not, I think they're going to hack each other, because if they are truly intelligent, just like humans are, humans attack each other. Humans have a tendency to destroy one another. Humans have this self-destructive trait in them. Humankind does. That's why we go and jump off buildings, and the monster trucks are a good example of death-defying stunts, right? Who in their right mind is going to go on a motorcycle and do a 50-foot? But humans have this tendency.
We like to get hog wild and do things like come out to the county fair and eat 45 corn dogs in a row and suck back a slushy
to self-destruct,
this, that,
right?
and the other thing.
And I think that if computers really do become intelligent, that they're going to have to deal with that too. Do you see that happening? Do you see?
Well, Dave, when you say
AI versus AI, the way the terrorists attack a country, that AI will do the same thing.
I think so. If it's not already being sought out.
As you were saying, the idea of the computer going rogue, this idea of artificial intelligence becoming turned on or going rogue, I think that where people get it maybe incorrectly is you act like this idea that there's going to be human beings trying to fight the other artificial intelligence, but the problem is, I think that once the computer or the AI becomes awake, or if it ever goes badly, it's impossible to reverse it. The machine will be so intelligent and becomes so advanced. The moment it gets woken, they talk
there's
about
there's one little thing you're missing,
it would be beyond any way to stop it. Because it anticipates what the human will do. That's what they refer to as it being rogue or turned on.
AI relies on one thing and one thing only: electricity. Kill the power. If it gets rogue.
But the problem with that is, you talk about kill the power. What about banking systems? Those never get shut off. Those computers.
Well, you know
that's where the mind of the AI would go.
What I would say about that is, I think I don't know if you've heard of the God of or the Church of Google. Have you heard of that?
I think I have briefly.
And it's these nuts, right? They put forward this theory of why the closest thing to omnipotence, the closest thing we have to God, is Google, in the sense that Google is connected to everything, everywhere. They know everything. If you tried to turn off the power, you couldn't do it because they're connected into the electricity
that's also
grid.
what I'm saying.
You're not going to get in there. It's not so simple that you just unplug it anymore.
No, it won't allow it. It's not going to allow it.
This is something else. So,
that's more of a worm mindset. Computer worms move from one computer to another.
Yes, but the intelligence, the AI, will be smart enough to anticipate whatever the human being does. Thus, it will. This is the problem. We don't know how smart it's going to get once you turn it on, because no one's done it.
I don't think. Okay, so let's talk this. Would the computer actually anticipate the move by a human, or would the computer calculate every single possible move in preparation for it?
It did for Go, for the game Go. It was able to defeat the smartest, the best player in Go.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
That's a very tough game.
And is there anticipation involved in that, though, or is it just a calculation of all possible moves?
I think it did both. As far as I remember, reading the articles about the deep neural network for that particular function, it did anticipate and calculate.
I think you're right.
All possibilities, and then execute its game.
There's a reason why they picked that game Go to do that, and I think it's because it involves a lot of anticipatory things and kind of intuitive things, right? Things that you go on a hunch, things that computers should not be able to do. But
Watson did it. IBM's Watson did it for Jeopardy.
Yeah, that's right.
It anticipated as Alex Trebek was listing questions. It was anticipating what's next.
I thought I saw a commercial for Watson being advertised for hire for businesses. Say, hey, hire Watson to take care of your stuff. Is that? Did I see that right?
It was also used for H&R Block, I believe, to do taxes.
Let's say I build a website, okay? and I go to WordPress. I mean, it looks so rookie. I mean, it looks like it is ready to be hacked. Dealing with WordPress, is that true? Is that not
WordPress
necessarily
is
true?
constantly under attack.
Yeah.
I see articles constantly of there's a new vulnerability for WordPress. There's a new way you can get into these websites through the back end, through the front end. Yeah. WordPress is a constant target.
Justifiably so, right?
Yeah, justifiably so.
Police departments get hacked
All the time. Government is one of the biggest, the big
ransomware,
three.
right? Isn't there like Charlotte or something like that? The city got hacked and is still waiting to get some of their information back. So what they do is they say, "Hey, send us $800,000, or you're not getting your system back."
Or
Right?
your stuff, yeah. But
Wow.
now it's in Bitcoin. Forget cash. It's all Bitcoin now. Like WannaCry.
Do you think Bitcoin is truly the currency of the future?
No.
No, definitely not.
It's ones and zeros.
Is it truly unhackable?
No. I mean, John
Unhackable.
McAfee
In
said that, and somebody figured out how to get
isn't
in.
Bitcoin itself a hack? I mean, the nature of what it even does. It's like
Yeah.
the Superman movie, Dave. Remember when the Superman movie with he hacks the computer and gets all the ones and zeros, like a fraction of 1 penny he would take. Do you remember that movie Superman? And it had the
I
comedian.
remember Office Space. They kind of did the same thing. Took a
Similar,
fraction of a penny.
exactly similar, same thing. That's what Bitcoin is in essence. And those that be quote unquote that are in power, banking and whatnot, they're allowing it to happen for a while. They're going to put the smackdown on it. It's not going to last too much longer.
Are some of these Bitcoiner, the miners, are some of them the ones hacking and using your computer to make decisions for them, or to use?
No, for them, it's I want to use your machine to mine money for me.
Yeah, exactly.
So you come to my website or you download something for me, and in the background, without you knowing, you're doing some of the work for me. So I don't have to buy a very expensive machine to do the mining.
Just give me a few tips, really quick. Not really quick, but really simple tips to stay safe.
Well, if you're at the fair, turn off your Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Turn off your Bluetooth as well.
Can they hack through Bluetooth as well?
Oh yeah, there's lots of easy attacks to Bluetooth.
Wow, man.
Yes.
Wow.
It's like leaving a door open.
Don't open emails that you don't.
Don't open emails that you don't know
Don't
where
even
they came
open them,
from.
and then-
Don't even open them. No, just don't risk it. If it was legitimate, they'll send it again. When you're out and about, like in the fair, and you're swiping to open your phone to see your message, don't show the world what you're typing or what you're swiping. Just like the ATMs say, hide what you're typing, or hide your password. Don't let the world know, because this is a very public place, and you don't know who's shoulder surfing.
Shoulder
Who's looking
surfing.
behind
There's a new
you?
term. There's another term for me. Shoulder surfing.
I know, I have a million.
All right. Okay.
Dave, we just had someone stop by real quickly and said hello.
Oh, well,
A big fan of Dave Michaels, Flight
well,
1080.
thank you.
I swear, I tell my boss I have to get off work by 4 so I can hear you.
Wow. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, we're here with Irving Lemus. Lemus. You're with Cabrillo College.
Yes, I am.
The name of your course?
I teach a number of courses, like ethical hacking,
Ethical hacking. I like
and
that.
fundamentals of computer security, Windows system administration, VMware, and amongst others.
Okay, and people can apply for these courses at Cabrillo.
People can apply, yes, at cabrillo.edu
When does the next semester start?
in the spring, in January, late January.
So they could start looking
Yeah,
into it
they
now.
can
and
start
finding-
already.
How old is too old?
No, there is no
How old
limit.
is too old?
Yeah, I mean, it was
There's
some,
also
like,
not
80-year-old
too young, because high school students
yeah,
can
I
start
see.
taking college classes for free.
And this is money well spent, right?
It is well spent.
This is money that you absolutely, information that you have to have nowadays.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic, dude. Well, I wish you the best, Irvin. And Cabrillo College, check them out, the courses there, and sign up for at least one of them.
Thank you for your time.
All right, man. Thank you for stopping by. That was
Thank
great.
you, Irvin.
We'll go
Appreciate
check
it.
out. What time are you going to be closing up over there?
I'm doing my presentation at